All right, there we go. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday to you all. Welcome to our head office here at DuePoint. Good afternoon to everyone streaming around the country. Let us know where you are, how many guests you have with you. We're always interested in that. So my name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint. I'm going to be spending a short 35 minutes with you as we go through our business proposition. It should tell you pretty much everything there is to know about this business to get you started. It is a business proposition, and so you are free to make a decision after this proposal. So reserve your questions until afterwards and direct the questions to the person that's hosting you, that's brought you to our head office or is hosting you over the stream. All right, so you can see in that very little writing under our logo that we're a division of a company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company. We've been in operation since 1952, so for a very long time. But DuePoint is fairly new. We are only 3 years old, the division. A couple of factors that came together, just so that you have a bit of context, perhaps to the necessity of this business that we'll quickly discuss. Primarily being economic and risk factors, and that's for your or from your point of view. You are here on a Friday afternoon specifically because you want to create perhaps an additional stream of income. So that is actually to mitigate a lot of risk that we're finding ourselves in the economy. The broad majority of the population has a lot of risk to look forward to with regards to employment. And this business is there to help mitigate that risk. We wanted to achieve social impact, and so we put together a business that extended an opportunity of social entrepreneurship to members of the public. And this is the first time Constantia has dealt with members of the public, because typically we've only been a B2B company, never dealt with the public before. So Constantia might not be a business that you're aware of, but we'll discuss Constantia a little bit later in the presentation. And so one of the primary aspirations that we have as founders of the business is to create social impact, to become part of the solution in the community, in the economy. And then for ourselves, a business decision was to create a different stream of distribution. So the companies that we've been involved in the past, traditional insurance companies, financial institutions, have always adopted traditional forms of marketing and advertising, and that's the stuff you see on TV, the stuff you hear on the radio, the billboards you see. And those forms of marketing and advertising are becoming a lot less effective. And so what we've adopted here through the social entrepreneurship program that we have is we've adopted word of mouth marketing or referral marketing. Some people refer to it as network marketing. And this is becoming a way more effective form of marketing and advertising to help develop channels of distribution for our business. And that's where your mandate comes into play in this business. So the proposition today is that you partner with us in helping us create channels of distribution into which we can market and sell our products. And so I introduced the DuePoint system to you, which has a host of benefits that we're going to go through quickly, primarily being that you get to create additional income for yourself. This is a wonderful thing to have, a second paycheck at the end of every single month. I don't think anyone would say no to that. But the nature of the income that we produce here at DuePoint is very important because it separates us from many business opportunities in the country, and that's the ability to create recurring income. So insurance companies typically have what we call a book value. That is a wonderful form of annuity income for a business like ours. Ours involved in digital agencies, design agencies, ad agencies for the last 25 years, and there was no annuity income in that business. You had to work every single month, and at the end of every single month you started at zero. It was fraught with a lot of risk. And so you'll see big agencies, when they lose a contract, they retrench half the business, right? When they get a new contract, they go out and employ 60 new people. And employment is similarly linked to a lot of that risk, because as employees, we fall foul of health issues that could limit our income. Retrenchment most certainly will end your income. Retirement ends your income. And so this business, with the attribute of creating recurring income, gets rid of a lot of those risk factors. We also have power of duplication. So this is just the opportunity to build a team around you that can assist you and help you building a channel of distribution that much faster, exponentially actually, and in turn your income can increase exponentially. Our business is very flexible in the fact that you can build a channel of distribution from your mobile phone. So we've got a very advanced mobile app, and that's all you need to run this business. And so that means you can build a channel of distribution anywhere in the country at any time of the day. Then we have no startup capital. So we've designed this business to have a very low barrier to entry. Remember, I spoke about one of our aspirations being to create social impact. I can't come to you and propose to you getting involved as a partner in our business, but there's a price tag of, let's say, 25,000 Rand attached to it, right? That rules out majority of South Africa's population. Because we want to achieve social impact, we've made this business as accessible as possible. And so that you, at the same time, have the liberty of considering doing this business and even trying the business without the fear of losing anything. So there's very little risk involved in our business. At the same time, we don't have qualifications or experience requirements, making it even more accessible. For me, probably the most important benefit is that you get to build an asset. So the channel of distribution that you build here at DuePoint, you have legal tender over that channel of distribution. It means you own it. It means you can sell it. It means it doesn't retrench you. It doesn't retire you. You can carry on earning recurring income through retirement, and even upon death. As any asset is treated, it gets treated as part of your estate, and you actually get to leave wealth behind to the next generation, where so few South Africans have that liberty. And then finally, we don't have any selling involved. So there's absolutely no requirement for you to go out and sell. Actually, we explicitly state in our code of conduct that you may not sell. So that's for regulatory reasons, but that's a wonderful benefit because majority of people actually don't like selling. They don't think they're good at selling. They don't want to sell, and so that plays up as a benefit. At the same time, because our products are financial in nature, we don't have stock and distribution issues. Everything is taken care of by IT systems in the cloud automatically at no cost to you whatsoever. And so that becomes very convenient. But your success in our business is very much predicated on your ability to build this thing called a channel of distribution. So this is what it looks like. You become what we call a wealth engineer and a product owner here at DuePoint, and now you are tasked with going out and connecting other people to our business, right? And the people that you connect to our business, some of which may become wealth engineers and product owners in their own right, because they too want to become part of this opportunity. And so you've now started your channel of distribution. And this is where the power duplication takes place, because in this example, those 5 individuals that you introduce to the business are going to go out and do exactly the same thing that you're doing. Their mandate is also to connect other people. And so what they end up doing is actually collaborating with you in helping you build your channel of distribution. And over time, this is what your channel could look like. So we have a diagram program that actually maps out what channels look like, and this is what it looks like. It's fairly sporadic, and it just spreads outwards with time. Whether you're involved or not, by the way, the moment you connect 5 people, it's almost out of your hands, right? There's certainly aspects that you can manipulate positively, and those aspects are bringing good quality people in on your first point. I always compare the people that you connect first to the business. You need to see them as your board of directors, because if you just connect any person into the business, then you're not going to build a sustainable business. You want to bring strong, resourced people into the business that can help you build a channel. And so this is a channel of distribution. This is what pays out your income, your recurring income every single month. This is the asset that you start building here at DuePoint. How do we calculate what we pay our wealth engineers at the end of every single month? We call it our returns program. And we base that amount that we pay on a 27.50 Rand fee that we pay for every product in your qualified channel. And that depends on where that product lies in relation to you. So remember, when you first started out, you connected those first 5 people. We call that your first point, right? So anyone that you introduce personally falls onto your first point. And on your first point, you can see according to the table there, you actually earn double the 27.50 Rand. So you're earning 55 Rand, not once off, every single month for everyone on your first point, right? So if you had 10 people that you connected onto your first point, you'd suddenly be earning 550 Rand a month. That's equivalent to having 100,000 Rand in a bank account, if we want to talk about the interest that you're able to earn on cash, right? And then so those people go out and connect other people. We call that your second point. And again, you're earning 55 Rand for every person on your second point too. So if you had 100 people, that's 5,500 Rand a month. That's 60,000 Rand in recurring income that you generated purely on a first and second point. And then as your channel starts to grow outwards, the product gets further and further away from you. You can see this example goes all the way out to 0.8, and so the multiplier drops all the way to 0.8. At 0.8, you're earning 4% of the 27.50 Rand, but we don't limit you to 0.8. So there's actually no limitation to how big your channel can get at DuePoint, and so there's no limitation to how much money you can earn at DuePoint. We'll carry on paying 4% from the 8th point, in theory, to infinity. right? And so this is the mechanics of the returns. But people always want to get an understanding of, well, how much effort is required to do a business like this? We've built a projection that is fairly accurate over the next 5 years. So this will give you a fairly long-term view of what's possible with our business. The premise, the activity required for this example that I'm going to show you is that you only connect 2 people a month into the business. So that's very moderate activity. But if you can do that consistently without missing a month, these are the type of figures that you can expect to earn. After 6 months, you'll be earning around 2,500 Rand a month. This is a lovely example to demonstrate the power of money and often the way we think when we think about money. I know I fall into this category often. I fall foul of being a consumer. If you give me money, if I have any windfall, I've already spent it in my head. I've got a list of things that I want, unfortunately. And that's what most consumers do. That's why they have Black Friday. That's why they have Christmas. That's why they have the Easter eggs out already a month before Easter. Right? We all fall foul of consumerism. One of the things that we want to achieve with this business is empowering people, individuals, to becoming wealthy. Now, that word wealthy can mean different things for different people, but one of the first stepping stones to achieving wealth is getting rid of debt. South Africans are massively indebted. I was looking this week at our government's debt, which is about to hit the 3 trillion mark. They reckon by 2021 we will have our government debt will be reaching about just over 60% of our annual budget or our annual GDP, which is scary, because we are spending about 10% of our budget just on interest to repay that debt at the moment. And so one of the lessons that we try to teach wealth engineers is to get rid of debt completely and then use the money that DuePoint's paying you to leverage you into a position of wealth. So in this example we got, if you could be earning 2,500 Rand, very easily you could spend it. Very easily. You could spend it in a day or two. That money would leave your wallet like that, or your handbag. But if you decided to invest 2,500 Rand into your debt, for example, he has an example of a 1 million Rand bond over 20 years, 11 interest rate of about +2 on prime, you're going to be paying about 11,500 Rand a month. If you put 20% extra into that bond every month, right, that 2,500 Rand, you'll reduce your bond from 20 years to 11.5 years, and in effect it saves you nearly 900,000 Rand in interest that you would have paid to the bank. That's the full value of the asset that you loaned, right? At 12 months, you'll be earning close to 9,000 Rand a month. That's in excess of 100,000 Rand in recurring income. And as your channel grows, remember you're doing 2 people a month, 24 months, you'll get to about 28,000 Rand. After 3 years, you'll be at close to 50,000 Rand. And the figure gets bigger because you are at liberty to grow your channel every single month. At month 48, you're at close to 70,000 Rand a month. And then after 5 short years, because 5 years is a short time, 85,000 Rand a month, which is about 1 million Rand in annual recurring income. Now you very welcome to argue with me and say, well, that's a lovely formula that you have, right? Theoretically, the number's just going to get bigger and bigger. But we take into consideration people that don't pay, people that don't build into this calculation. It's fairly complex, and we still get to that number. But we have a lot of wealth engineers that we invite up onto stage to come tell their stories. So if you go onto our YouTube channel, if you're interested in looking at the testimonies of actual wealth engineers, if you want to go look at the reviews of our business, go ahead, go onto YouTube. We've got probably close to 100 reviews of our business. This week, in actual fact, we brought up 2 wealth engineers, and we don't only bring up our superstars, we bring up people that have been persistent in the business and have been successful in being able to create sustainable recurring income every single month. So we've got Lekotla here. He's from the Free State. He's been in the business for almost 1.5 years. We've paid him in total 13,000 Rand to date. You can see the work he's done personally at the bottom there. He's connected 26 people onto his first point. That's translated into 167 people in his channel. All right, that's the leverage that you get to take advantage of in the business. And his channel size is sitting at 4 points. And he's got an awesome testimony, just a very wise man with different business lessons that he shares with us in his testimony. Then we've got Fred and Eugenie, very unique situation. Fred, I don't know how many years ago, I think about 8 years ago, suffered a major stroke. He's fortunately now in the position where he can kind of get out of his wheelchair from time to time. He's got his speech back, but you can only imagine what a burden this must be, because Eugenie is 100% caretaker for Fred. But together they're building a channel. of distribution. I spoke to you about the flexibility in our business. They've been in the business for 2 years. We've paid them 30,000 Rand to date. They've connected 16 people onto their first point. That's translated into 124 people, right? And again, they've got liberty to grow the business every single month. And so we've got thousands of people that join DuePoint every single month, and everybody is different, even though the system is exactly identical for every single person that joins this business. So again, you get to decide what you want out of our business, right? This is the wonderful thing about this business, is the effort that you put in correlates to the return that you get out of it, right? In employment, we're not in that position, because I can end up working overtime, let's say 2 hours every single day. Am I going to expect my boss to give me a 20% extra paycheck at the end of the month? No chance. He'll say, thank you for your time. But the economy is what it is. You're lucky if you get a 3% raise at the end of the year. And so this business liberates you in being able to take charge of your income for once. On top of the returns program, we've got a rewards program. So this is an incentive type of program which rewards you when your channel reaches certain milestones. So this is over and above the money that you make every single month. One of the initial rewards is at rank 5, where we give our wealth engineers this prospecting tool. It's just a fancy little USB device that plugs into anything. So it plugs into cell phones, tablets, computers, laptops. It allows you to show people the DuePoint business without coming to head office easily on whatever device that might be around. At rank 7, a very powerful prospecting tool, business cards. But not any business cards, because we spend an absolute fortune on these. These are 17,000 Rand per set that we get manufactured for you. Unfortunately, business very much relies on first impressions. And so you have to make a good professional first impression. The business cards help you, because I promise you, if you put one of these business cards down on the table, you are the most important person in the meeting, because no one's got 17,000 Rand business cards, not even the CEO of De Beers. Right? And so great prospecting tool. And then at rank 9, this is one everyone aspires to. You require 1,000 products in your qualified channel to get to rank 9. But when you get to rank 9, we will take you and your family to our rank 9 international conference that happens every single year, typically in December. And it is business class flights there and back. It is a 5-star luxury resort for 7 days, and it's an all expenses paid trip. And when I mean all expenses paid trip, everything. You don't spend a cent in that week. We pick you up at your house wherever you may live, right? And it's business class and luxury the entire week. You get to taste what it feels like to live like a millionaire. You're very welcome to go Google the resorts that we go to and go see what it costs to stay there with your family for a week in December. It's a fortune, but it's a taste of where this business wants to get you. So take a look at the video. We've documented our last 2 trips. And you can decide how quickly you want to get there. And it's available for every single person at DuePoint. So as I said, you can decide how quickly you want to get to rank 9. You're going to need 1,000 products in your qualified channel. You're earning about 20,000 Rand a month at that stage. The record is 5 months by the gentleman in the Elvis Presley gold sunglasses. So I'm sure that record will be beaten. At rank 11, 2 ranks later, we spend R250,000 Rand buying you a brand new car. You can decide any car you want. If you want a more expensive car, we'll contribute R250,000 Rand to that car. Up to you, but we want you to have a car without a debit order in your garage. Remember, one of our aspirations to create wealth. Get rid of your debt as quickly as possible. If we can take you and your family overseas once a year, if you're going to be driving around a car with no debt on it, I think we're a little bit closer in achieving that reality for our wealth engineers. So this is what our our rewards program looks like. We had rank 11. The rewards program goes up to rank 28. So this is very much early days. Wealth engineers have achieved this in 2 years. So that gives you a good idea of how you could progress in the incentive program that we have. Our business is not built on just giving out returns and rewards, but actually on the necessity of the products that we have. So anyone who spends decades building up wealth is certainly going to be protecting that wealth, investing the wealth and the assets. So look at our products through that lens. We've got 4 products. I'm going to go through them fairly quickly. They are straightforward products and accessible to everybody. The first product is Access Wealth. It is an insurance and an investment product rolled into one. It's only going to cost you 324 Rand a month. 100 Rand will get contributed into a tax-free investment fund that resides with Sanlam. You've got full access to that account. There's no restriction or notice period. And then the insurance aspect is 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident death cover. So if you're killed in any form of accident, we'll pay out that amount to your beneficiaries. And then we've got Wealth Guard, which is only personal accident death cover. So there's no investment portion here, but it's only 249 Rand and you get 1 million Rands with the personal accident death cover. When I say our products are accessible to everybody, I mean over the age of 18, and I mean that we don't discriminate against your age or your health status. So I've got a friend that I do a lot of cycling with. He's about 50 years old, strong as an ox, will cycle 200 kilometers with me. He can't get life insurance because he's diabetic. Right? That's discrimination against his health status and his age. We've freed our products from that obstacle. So the 249 is for everybody. If you're 65 and you're diabetic, it's still 249. You still get the full amount of the 1 million Rand cover. Then we've got a lovely funeral cover product, Family Wealth. Family Wealth starts at 299. It gives you 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover for 5 family members. You as the principal member also get 10,000 Rands worth of debt protection. So we will cover any liability that you have upon death. And then you can increase your cover to 30,000 Rand if you so wish, or increase it up to 10 family members. So we've got some flexibility built into this product. And again, it's accessible to everybody from 18 up to 70 years of age, and then it becomes a whole of life product. So once you're in on the product, we don't cancel it. It'll carry on until the day you die. So that's a wonderfully innovative product. We check our competition constantly. There is not a product like this in the country. And then finally, we've got Wealth Points. Wealth Points starts at, or is 299 Rand a month. What this product aims to do is lower your monthly expenditure. So if we can help lower your cost of living every single month, that would be good. What we've done is we've partnered with a number of businesses that you see listed there that have extended discounts and services to our Wealth Points members that you can take advantage of immediately. Cell C is a brand new partner that we've signed on. They're offering us between 10 and 20% on various airtime and data packages. We've got car manufacturers, we've got groceries, we've got online retailers. So there's a plethora of different businesses and services that are available to you. So a lot of value to be had through this product if you want to lower your monthly expenditure. So those are the 4 products. We've got in-depth video reviews on each of the products on our YouTube channel. If you become a wealth engineer, make sure you go watch those so that you can truly understand the value of the products that we bring to our wealth engineers. And then we've got an incentive. So when I spoke to you about that path to success, we spoke about connecting 2 people a month into the business. And I told you that's very moderate activity. We've got an incentive for people that really take this business by the horns and just put in 100% commitment. And it pays off, believe me, because the incentive is connect 365 people in the next 365 days from when you become a wealth engineer. That will get you to about rank 13, right? So you'll be earning close to 50,000 Rand if you do that. Because you remember, doing 2 people a month over 5 years gets you to close to 85,000 a month. Right? Now you're doing 365. You're doing 1 a day. You're doing 30 a month. If you do it in that time frame, we'll give you a bonus check of 365,000 on top of all that benefit. So that's for people that want to do this 100% without any excuses. So that's available for you. Massive incentive there, I think. The decision for me is not simply, do you want to become a millionaire? Do you want to be wealthy? These are all fantastical desires that we all have that you can think about in a split second. The decision for me at the end of this presentation is, if you want to be a wealth engineer, practically how are you going to fit DuePoint into your life? I've got 2 small children. I don't have time for anything. I have to push things out the way to fit another business into my life if I want to do that. And that's the decision I want you to make, this practical consideration of how do I actually fit DuePoint into my life going forward. That is the decision that I'm interested in hearing people make. I told you I'd spend a little bit of time just discussing our business. So DuePoint is a division of this company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. We are listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange under a group called Conduit Capital. We are a registered insurance company. We've been around for nearly 70 years. We are audited every single year. We are regulated consistently. And so I want you to start developing belief and pride in the business that you get to partner with when you go out. Because if you're going to be a proponent of DuePoint, people have to see in your eyes and in the language that you use that you have belief in this business, right? And so you are very welcome to go to our website, go to Constantia's website, go to the FSCA's website, double check everything so that you can instill this sense of belief in the business that you are moving forward with. That's the FSP number that we operate under. You'll see all our financial licenses outside on the above the water cooler in the foyer. You can go to our website. You can check out the FSCA website. A little reminder, we've got what we call an encounter down in Port Elizabeth. We're doing a roadshow around the country. I will go down to Port Elizabeth to help you grow your channel in different parts of the country. So this is a wonderful opportunity to start building your channel in the Eastern Cape. So if you know anyone, make a long list of everyone that you know, get names from the people, strangers' names, you make that list as long as possible, invite them to the encounter. I will be doing a business seminar that's about 3-4 hours long. I will get people into the business for you. All you have to do is just contact them and invite them. It costs nothing. Go to our website, click on events, register yourself and the guests on that website, and then we'll see what we can do on the day. So great encounter that's happening there. And with that, we're at an end. My wish for everybody, and thank you for making the time to come out on this Friday to watch the presentation. My wish for everybody, especially in the circumstances that we're all in, is that people at DuePoint can have a prosperous year, which is most certainly possible because we have lots of wealth engineers that have the ability to give themselves increases every single month instead of waiting for the economy to do something, waiting for your company to suddenly start doing well and giving you a raise in line with what groceries and petrol and electricity is going up by every single year, right? It's not going to happen. And so we have this bubble here at DuePoint where people are actually able to thrive financially. And that's my invitation to you. And my invitation also is for you to go extend this opportunity to as many people as possible. And with that, I thank you for your time again. If you have any questions, speak to the person that's hosting you. If they don't give you a satisfactory answer, you're most welcome to come speak to me. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.